I want to shift this conversation to Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo.
Yeah. So he's faced some criticism for certain fights being perceived as cherry picked. I mean, how fair do you think this criticism is when evaluating his overall resume? Because I think he's got the best resume in the world.
Yeah, they're
But
they're they're they're
is this
valid, but
unfair?
they're valid. Yeah, of course, man. But he's Canelo. He can do what he wants. He's his own franchise. He could pick and choose. Back in the days, he wouldn't have got away with that shit. What he's doing now, nah. But now he could get away with it. Okay, and he's been in some tough fights. He's got a lot of miles on his engine. He's not in his prime no more. So he's just trying to, let him do it. He earned it. Let him make his money. You know what I mean? The criticisms are valid. Yeah, like David Benavidez, that fight should have happened, never happened. Who else out there? I don't know. But Canelo, he's still the face of boxing. He still draws, great pay-per-view numbers, and he still does good at the box office. So when you get to that stage, you can pretty much call the shots the way you want. You know what I mean? And just ignore the criticism. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So how is Mexico, the boxing fans, they have a deep connection with their fighters. How is Canelo sort of received in Mexico? Is it polarized in Mexico despite his achievements? What's the general consensus there?
Yeah. A lot of people think, like we talked about, they criticize the level of opposition he's fighting, and his true fans, stick by it with him, whoever he fights. But you get a lot of old timers or established fighters that had to go through the grind to make a name for themselves. Guys like Eric Morales, who's been critical of him, Juan Manuel Marquez, Nacho Beristain, the coach, they've been critical of him because they know that they didn't have it easy like that easy when they were coming up. You know what I mean? So, but hey, he's a businessman. Okay, Canelo, he's a good businessman. He makes a lot of money. And he's got a couple of good years of fights on his life. You know what I mean? Couple more good years of money making fights. He could still do and everything. You know what I mean? So he's just milking the system. Making sure
he's earned that right now, hasn't he?
What's that?
He's earned that right now. He's earned that right to do that.
I think so. I would say so. Yeah. Yeah. Oscar don't like him. De La Hoya. Oh, they hate each other.
Yeah,
that's between them. I ain't got nothing against Canelo.
Yeah. I saw it come up on my YouTube where someone asked Oscar De La Hoya how would he beat Canelo. He goes, he said Canelo's too flat-footed to beat him. But they're both great fighters.
Speed of De La Hoya, that jab of De La Hoya, the fast, sharp combinations. Yeah, it would give Canelo problems. Yeah.
Are you talking resumes as well? Oscar De La Hoya, he went through fire, didn't he?
Oh,
every fight,
fight after fight after fight. Yeah, he earned his bones, Oscar. Yeah, guys like Morales, some badasses, man. Guys like Marquez, Barrera, good fighters, man. Chavez.
So how would you? I mean, because we mentioned Canelo's earned his right, some easier paydays because he's been such a great fighter for so long. When we go back, guys like Ali, for example, he was always trying to fight the best, regardless of his age. When he came back out of retirement, he went straight to fight Larry Holmes. Even towards the end of his career, he was still fighting guys like Ernie Shavers. So what's the sort of viewpoint there? I mean, we say, Canelo's earned the right.
Different mindset back then, baby. All right, different culture. This is a businessman mentality culture we live in now. You make the best business decisions. Back then, it's legacy, fighting the best, pride. You know what I mean? Wanting to be the best. Yeah, different mentality. Yeah. Canelo gets a lot of flack, man. On my podcast, my criticism is warranted, man. I was being fair. Remember after he fought Golovkin the first time, that rematch should have happened immediately. Made him wait a year and a half later or more, just so he got older. Okay, for that rematch. Then the third fight, he made him age even more, where he was a shot fighter. You know what I mean? When you got great trilogies like that, you want to have them in their prime. you want to make those fights happen when they're in their prime, so the fights become, are at their best, not when the guy's old. Gets old. Robinson versus LaMotta, Mickey Ward versus Gotti. Okay, they made them fights when they were in prime. Ali and Frazier. Okay, yeah, So that's when boxing is truly a sport no other sport can touch. When two great fighters fight each other in their prime, then when it's a great fight and it becomes a trilogy, oh yeah, that's when it takes it to another level.
It's a sign of the times, isn't it? We don't get the young guys, for example, fighting each other when they're young. The best guys, they wait as long as possible. Let the fight boil and make as much money as possible instead.
Businessmen.
Yeah.
Look at the four kings. Supposedly, they call these guys the four kings nowadays. They haven't even fought each other. Teofimo, Shakir, Tank Davis, Devin Haney. They call them the four kings, and none of them ever stepped in the ring against each other. The fuck is that about? That never would have happened in that era when there were truly the four kings: Duran, Leonard, Hearns, Hagler. They all fought each other. All right.
Yeah.
Four kings nowadays, that none of them fought each other. So me being an old timer and a historian, I can say, I've been following boxing since the early '70s. Ali, Frazier, to me, man, that's unacceptable. When you got four good fighters, like, they should fight each other to grow the sport. But they haven't even stepped in the ring with each other. You can't call them the four kings, because the real four kings, they at least they fought each other. Hagler fought Duran, Duran fought Leonard fought Hearns. You know what I mean? They all Leonard beat Leonard. Okay. It said the recording resumed. Did you turn it off?
Yeah, I think it just paused for a second.
Okay.
Maybe the connection as well.
Yeah, after he beat Leonard, he got knocked out by Hearns. But before he fought Hagler, he beat Davey Moore to win that shot. Moved up to middleweight. Yeah. Gave Hagler a very, very tough fight. Hagler had to win the championship rounds 13, 14, and 15 to get that separation. Hearns, he fought Leonard. He fought Hagler. He fought Duran. I mean, everybody fought each other. That's the real four kings. The four kings they got right now, I call them the four queens, because they haven't fought each other. I mean, it's sad. It's sad. And, they could, I don't know. It's a different mentality. They don't want, back then they had the balls to take chances. Them guys, nothing against them, man. I'm just telling you like it is, man. And I just come from a different mentality, a different era when boxing was real. Okay. And that's what made boxing great, because the best fought the best. None of this, shit nowadays. Oh God. Now there's 4 belts.
Yeah.
There's not a legit champion in each weight class. 4 guys could claim themselves as a world champion. Then the interim champions and all that. It's diluted. See, being a world champion back in the days used to mean something, man. Oh yeah, that guy was a world champion. I remember Richie Sandoval, the WBA champion, when he first came into my gym back in '85 in Sacramento. He walked in the gym. He was a world champion. And me and Loreto Garza, who was the upcoming future champion, we looked at him, goes, that's the champion. Like we were in awe, like, man, that's a world champion. Now, you walk in the ring, you walk in a room, and can you announce, can the middleweight champion of the world stand up? And you got probably 12 guys standing up. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's it. But boxing, when the best fight the best, nothing brings excitement to it. Yeah, like boxing and everything. Nothing gives you that wow factor, man. I mean, not even UFC.
Yeah, because boxing's got the history as well. So Canelo, do you think he embodies the traditional Mexican fighting style, or do you think he's created a new blueprint for Mexican fighters.
Oh shit. Well,
Are we going to
his
see more
coach,
Canelos?
he's defensive. He thinks defense. He understands the value of defense, head and upper body movement, blocking punches. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And he still keeps his aggressive style. Walking you down, getting that distance, close close quarters, so he could put those short, compact combinations together, coming from all angles. Creative. Using a lot of creativity. Mixing the combinations up. Yeah.
So do you think we'll see more fighters from Mexico following Canelo's style?
I haven't seen any coming up. I live here, so I haven't seen any. They're just your typical tough, rough, physical, straight ahead pressure fighter. You know what I mean? And if you ain't got what it takes to step up to them to meet their challenge, they're gonna run you out of the ring. We spar guys like that all the time, man. Guys that are just in your face. And my ring is 13 by 13, so there's not a lot of room to 13. Yeah, there's not a lot of space to move. You got to learn how to fight in the trenches and everything. So, but that's what you see up here in Mexico. Yeah, not different from the States or England where they're more at distance, applying the sweet science. Yeah, shit rarely happens over here.
Yeah, I mean, was it in the Olympics? There was a Mexican medalist, was there, when they were saying the first one for quite some time?
Marco Verdi, the southpaw, good. He's a good fighter. I like what I see. Talent, raw talent, but needs to be polished up, and he's got to learn. He's got to develop skills, the professional skill sets, for him to be champion. But I like what I see. He's got a big amateur background. Yeah.
Yeah, but the amateur style is a little bit different to the pro style or even the Mexican style. So what's his? How do you assess his style then? Was it
southpaw? Good boxer, counter puncher, puts his combinations together good. Patient. He just doesn't walk in with his head. Yeah, he's fighting on that what do you call it? The international level. Really polished up his outside game, but his inside game is non-existent. That's something he's gonna have to learn. You know what I mean? How to fight in the pocket when the fight transfers in the pocket. Yeah.
I'm assuming in Mexico he'll have no shortage of offers. How to learn that way, because that is the speciality, isn't it? Fighting on the inside and close range. So if he adds
he don't even know how to do it now, man. So that's something you gotta learn when you're coming up. He's gonna have to have a coach, teach him all that stuff. And me personally, he's an Olympic medalist. They're gonna move him faster than a normal fighter. You know what I mean? So, but when you the last show I talked about, when you're going through the 4s, the 6, the 8s, you got to develop these professional skill sets. Okay, when you get to the 10 rounds, you better have them, or you're in trouble. Okay, you see a lot of guys that go through the 4s, the 6, the 8s. By the time they get to 10s, you can see their deficiencies. Floyd Schofield, when he fought that Rene Tejas, he had that Tejas put that heavy pressure on him. On the back half of the fight, he had no answer how to handle it. He was holding, smothering him. He had no inside game. He never learned when he was in the 4s, the 6, the 8s. That's just an example. Or the discipline to use his jab and stick to his jab round after round. He used it 1 or 2 rounds and forgot about it. Put it away, and you know what I mean.
So Canelo, he doesn't have the traditional Mexican fighting style. Salvador Sanchez, would you say he didn't have the traditional Mexican fighting style? So Sanchez is loved in Mexico around the boxing world as well. So why do you think no one's followed Sanchez's style of fighting then? What made it so unique?
It's called the trainers. Mexican trainers teach you. Most of them, 90% of them teach you. Go get them. Go get them. Throw punches. Be exciting. Defense is the last thing on their mind. Sanchez had a coach. I don't know who he was, but must have taught him well how to box from range and distance, working off his jab, his feints, his combinations, the counter punches. Nacho Beristain does that. He's a good teacher of the sweet science.
Yeah, he's excellent coach. Yeah, great.
Yeah, he is excellent. Yeah. Well, and he look at his pupils: Juan Manuel Marquez, Ricardo Lopez, Rafael Marquez. They all. Even when he got Humberto Gonzalez, Chiquita Gonzalez,
Yeah.
After he got knocked out by Carbajal, he had Nacho train him, and Nacho made him a more efficient technical boxer, counterpuncher, and he beat Carbajal the next two fights because of his ability to box and counterpunch. Yeah, even Chiquita told me that a few months ago when I seen him. Yeah, he said, yeah, Nacho helped. Yeah, Nacho. He never fought like that. You look at the first fight when he fought Carbajal. He just walked. I'm going to knock you out, and he almost did. He had Carbajal. He dropped Carbajal, I think, twice. But guess what? Carbajal withstood those big bombs and eventually caught him because his disregard for defense. Yeah, and he got caught.
So Sanchez is a very popular. Salvador Sanchez, a very popular fighter. So why do you think no one followed his style of fighting then out in Mexico? I know you mentioned the trainers, but there must have been guys like Ali, for example. People want to copy Ali. They fight like Ali. Same with Tyson.
The trainers over here. I'm telling you, man. I go to all the gyms, man. Especially in Mexico City. I've seen them. None of them know how to teach the sweet science. Working off the jab, working at range and distance with your footwork, keeping that jab steady, teaching you how to feint and throw combinations off your jab. Yeah, keep the movement, teaching you how to counterpunch. Yeah, they don't teach that much. It's just.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because
I got bigger balls than you. Let me see if you can handle it. Oh, yeah, I go to all these gyms. Mexico City. Yeah, okay. I remember we were up there last week, and I go, "Who are we going to spar?" In the gym, 30 fighters showed up, and I told the head trainer there, I said, "Who you want to spar?" I said, "I don't give a shit. They're all the same to me." So first guy we spar, boy, he came out smoking hard, punching, just okay. And we went forward with him. I said, "Who's the next guy?" Same shit. That's my guys. They can fight that hard pressure because we spar them all the time. Yeah, but you get guys in the States, if they came up Mexico City, especially at 7,500 feet altitude, the last 2 rounds, the air, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. The air is real thin. I love training up there, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely takes some time to adjust, doesn't it, to the higher sea level.
Sometimes some guys just don't get adjusted, even if they live there. Yeah.
Wow. So where does Canelo rank then for you amongst the best ever from Mexico?
Give him a top 10 ranking. Yeah. No, as far as of course business marketing appeal, he's number one.
Biggest, so when you say top 10, is that 5 to 10 or 1 to 5?
I mean, Chavez. You're talking about some great fighters. I picked Chavez, Sanchez, Morales, Barrera, Marquez. It's fucking badasses, man. I give them guys because they went through the heat, baby. You know what I mean? They didn't avoid each other. Who else? I mean, there's a lot of great Mexican fighters. Jose Luis Ramirez, Jose Luis Castillo, fucking badass dudes, man.
Hell,
I don't rank him number one because of the way his businessman approach. You know what I mean? His way, like Golovkin. After he beat him the first time, he made him wait damn near 2 years for the rematch, or a year and a half. Instead of making it happen, he wanted him to get older. You know what I mean? Smart. If I was in this position, I would have did the same damn thing. Not care about my legacy. Yeah, let him get older. That's a smart thing to do. But them dudes, they didn't do it, man. Badasses, man. Morales is a bad dude. Marquez, his brother Rafael, Ricardo Lopez, he's pretty damn good. Lopez.
Yeah, a great fighter.
How about Zarate? Carlos Zarate is pretty damn good. Pepino Cuevas, Ruben Olivares.
Yes,
these are some. You're talking about some authentic Mexican warriors, man.
But Olivares may have been considered the best ever until Chavez came along.
Olivares is pretty damn good, man. Yeah, he was pretty damn good. I mean, they had so many of them. Alfonso Zamora, Juan Kid Mesa. Oh, shit, he was pretty damn good. Lupe Pintor was pretty damn good. Yeah, he was Gilberto Roman. That's Nacho's fighter. Yeah. Okay. And man. I mean, this shit. I could go on. Mexico is a country of warriors. Yeah, and as far as Canelo, I put him in the top 10 as far as fighters, but it's number one businessman fighter in all of Mexico. The money he's made, he's made a shitload of money, man. He could take care of all his family, brothers, sisters, mom and dad for generations.
Generations,
Yeah, he's did good. He's did. Hey, I'm not envious of that. I mean, good for him. Good for him. But when you talk about like Sanchez or Chavez, they went through the fire. Yeah. They didn't play that businessman game. Yeah.
But Canelo's always, I mean, you mentioned as well, Tyson, this eyes on the sport. Canelo's he's one of the best fighters to watch as well. He's always in a good fight. He knows how to put a show on. He's
a very good fighter.
To watch. Enjoyable to watch as well.
Yeah. When he's fighting a guy that wants to fight back instead of a guy that just wants to survive like that Berlanga. That was a fucking joke of a fight. I turned it off after a few rounds, man. That guy didn't want to win. He just wanted to survive. But when, like Golovkin, that first fight, the second fight,
I
like that. I like that. Yeah.
Fighting Cotto was great as well. I'm watching that fight.
Cotto was past his prime when he fought him,
too. Yeah,
he
was. But it was a great fight. Great fight there. A lot of great combinations, great skills on show. Yeah,
that was a good competitive fight, even though McGill was past his prime. Oh, yeah. Freddie got him in great shape for that fight. Freddie Roach. He got him in great shape for that fight.
So how does because we get a lot of American Mexican fighters, how does their style differ, do you think, then from the traditional Mexican style? Do they have their own unique style? The American Mexicans, such as Carrillo.
Oh, American is more
Oscar De La Hoya.
It's a sweet science.
But it's different. They have their own little style, don't they?
But they have some Mexican style to it. The aggressiveness, the left hook to the body.
Now as well, cool.
Yeah, they fight inside too, but they're more. They do the American and Mexican, and Mexicans. You don't see too many use that shoulder roll.
Yeah. But they need it. But, if you go look at guys like Oscar De La Hoya, for example, when he did try using the shoulder roll, it didn't go too well, did it? He was better with his normal style.
Yeah, and De La Hoya, he got groomed to the amateurs. He had 230 fights, 226-4. He had a shitload of international matches too. Olympic gold medalist, talented, a lot of great sparring in that LA area. He was sparring top pros when he was 16. Yeah. Oh yeah. So
There's been a lot of great Mexican fighters from America as well. So it's interesting.
Oh, a lot of them.
Compare their styles. Yeah.
Palomino was pretty damn good.
Yeah, Carlos Palomino.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. Mondo Ramos was a hell of a fighter. Tony Ayala, when he was in the nut cave, he was a damn good fighter.
He was a very good fighter.
There's a lot of great. Yeah, the Canizales. The Canizales brothers were pretty damn good. Yeah. So there's quite a bit of great Mexican fighters, Mexican American fighters too. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I got to think. Yeah. But I remember. Yeah. Mondo was a good fighter. When I taped the fights I seen of him, Mondo Ramos. Yeah. Especially that fight he had with Sugar Ramos. Oh my God, what a war that was. Don Chargan told me it was the greatest match he ever made. When they made that match, it got hot, meaning over 14,000 were packed into the Olympic Auditorium. Yeah, that's how bad people wanted to see that match, and it lived up to the hype. Yeah, Don Chargan told me it was the greatest match he ever made in boxing. Mondo Ramos against that Sugar Ramos. Yeah. Ooh, what a war that was. Ooh.
Nice.
But the Mexicans, there's you know what produces a lot of the great Mexican fighters coming up in America is the amateur program. Okay. You go to the USA Amateur Boxing, or you follow the top tournaments, you'll see the top fighters coming out of there, and you'll see American fighters, good Mexican American fighters. Young kid coming out, Joel Iriarte. He's from he fights out of Golden Boy stable. He's a welterweight. Gotta keep your eye on him. He looks. So far, he got my attention. He got my where I'm watching him, and there's others.